My name is Jack Kelvin, and this is my DCIT 103 semester project presentation. Today, I will be presenting my findings on campus Wi-Fi connectivity at the University of Ghana, Legon, and evidence based on investigations carried out using primary surveys data collected from 13 fellow students between 7th and 12th of April 2026. Let's start with the problems. Campus Wi-Fi at UG is failing students in four critical ways. Firstly, signal quality is predominantly poor. Over half of the respondents rated the signal quality as poor, the least possible category. Secondly, every single student or every single respondent, that's 13 out of all 13, confirmed that they experienced connection issues whilst using the student Wi-Fi. Not most students, every student. Thirdly, hostels were noticed to be the worst hit zones to use the campus Wi-Fi. This is because out of all 13, 7 out of the 13 respondents used hostels, and 5 out of these 7 were dissatisfied from using the campus Wi-Fi from their hostels. Fourthly, nearly half of all respondents rated the overall satisfaction as dissatisfying because they couldn't experience faster Wi-Fi connectivity or usage. And this is not a minor inconvenience but a systematic infrastructural failure. To investigate this, I designed a structured question Google Form survey covering signal strength, speed, reliability, overall satisfaction, and other questions. The form was distributed digitally to University of Ghana course groups on WhatsApp. 13 valid responses were collected across all WhatsApp groups, and the responses were exported, cleared, and analyzed in Microsoft Excel using formulas. Formulas such as average, countif, and average if formulas were applied to the charts and scores built in sheet 4. The data looking at signal strength, 54% of respondents reported poor signals. The signal largest category, only 8%, that is just one student, experienced excellent connectivity. When we combine poor and fair, we get 77% of students experiencing inadequate signals. On satisfaction, 46% of students are actively dissatisfied, 31% are neutral, and only 23% experience satisfaction. This means that a majority of students are unhappy about the connectivity of the campus Wi-Fi. Activity tells us an even deeper story. 8 out of 13 respondents said their connection often disconnected, 4 said sometimes, and 1 student described their connection simply as unusable. On speed, 54% perceived internet speed as only moderate. Just 23 rated it as fast or very fast. And remember, 100% of all respondents confirmed they experienced connection issues. There is not a single student in the data set who has a trouble-free experience on the campus Wi-Fi. Okay, so breaking it down into areas, hostels accounted for 7 out of the 13 respondents, the largest ground so far, and recorded an average satisfaction score of just 2.1 out of 5, with the dominant signal rating of poor or fair. Lecture halls retained mixed results. One student experienced excellent signals and was very satisfied, whilst 3 others reported poor signals and were dissatisfied. The library had only 1 respondent but retained the best satisfaction score of 4 out of 5. Outdoor areas showed that Even good signals does not guarantee a good experience with satisfaction scores of just 2. Okay, so this scorecard summarizes our finding by zone. The library, the best performing area, though underutilized. Our lecture halls are inconsistent and need a target zone audience. Outdoor areas suffer from unstable connection despite the decent signals. And hostels, with 54% of our respondents, are the most urgent priorities. Poor signals, low satisfaction, and the highest student density makes hostels the number one zone required immediate infrastructure investment. Okay, two additional insights from the data on IT support. 54% of students did contact IT services on their Wi-Fi issues, but of these 7 students, only one re- reported being satisfied with the support. That is a 14% rate with IT support, which suggested the problem not being just network infrastructure but the responsiveness to support systems. On devices, 54% of students connected with phones, whilst 46% had connected with laptops, highlighting the need for access points that efficiency serves both 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz bands. Okay, so based on the evidence, I propose 4 targeted solutions on the problem. The first solution was an emergency AP, an emergency hostel AP upgrade. 7 of the 13 students in all hostels with poor signals, they should install Wi-Fi 6 access points in all residence halls immediately. The second one was a lecture hall zone audit. In- Inconsistent results across 4 lecture halls users, from excellent to poor, zone by zone audit needed, followed by targeted upgrade. The third one was to publish live connective maps. Students should be able to access road time maps on Sakai, which would let them select better steady spots. The fourth one, the fourth and last one was there should be a QoS policy plus fault report. The QoS means quality of service policy. These policies should be made and published on Sakai for students to know and access, and whenever they have faults with Wi-Fi connectivity, you make immediate reports to IT support or contact IT support for help with their connectivity issues. In this stage, an implementation plan is being drawn in 3 phases across 3 months. First stage of that implementation plan is the school publishes a connective map on Sakai for students to access when they want better study zones to study. Within that first month, getting to the second month, that the emergency hostel AP upgrades are also being made, followed by lecture hall zone audits and targeted AP upgrades. Within the second month, the school is able to implement the QoS policy to help students go about connectivity problems or issues. Within that second to third month, the school launches the Wi-Fi fault report forms on Sakai for students to fill when they encounter any Wi-Fi connectivity problems whilst using the campus Wi-Fi. And on an ongoing basis, I recommend the same Google Form survey be rerun so that the university can track improvements in real data over time. Closing recommendation. The data from 13 row UG students leaves no room for doubt. As you can see, 54% reported poor signals. That's the worst probability rating. 100% reported experiencing connection issues, no exemptions. 46% were dissatisfied by the Wi-Fi connectivity, and only 23% are satisfied. Moving to the next, hostels. Seven students. Dominant was poor Wi-Fi signals. Average satisfaction was 2.1 over 5, and IT support reached only 7 students and helped only one of them. The link for the full presentation is available on the slide. Thank you very much for watching.